Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming right up, the tales from day 7 of the Mark Tori Jr. murder trial as Mark Tori Sr. took the stand.
And now, demoted to Major, Mark Charfus is lawyered up. We'll hear from his attorney on the way.
We're also going to give you a closer look at what the community can expect from a canonical trial, and the results may surprise you. And with that, we say a warm holiday from paradise, and good evening. Thanks so much for watching. Well, his prints in our top story were not found on the suspected murder weapon, and that is precisely what a Guam Police Department fingerprint examiner testified to during day 7 in the murder trial against former cop Mark Tori Jr. KUAM's Nick Delgado has more from court, where Tori's father, a high-ranking GPD officer, also recalled the events leading up to Officer Bert Piolo's death.
57 fingerprints were lifted from Officer Bert Piolo's truck and Mark Tori Jr.'s gun stashed on the dashboard at the crime scene. The results?
I compared it to Mark Tori Jr.
Okay. And what were your results of those 4 fingerprints of value?
It was negative results.
Only Tori's prints were compared to the evidence. Guam Police fingerprint examiner Julie Paulino says only 4 latent prints could be used. She admits the excessive handling of the evidence could have damaged or destroyed any of the prints that might have been left behind. Also played in court, a message Tori Jr. left for his wife the morning of the deadly shooting.
I'm done. We're done. I don't even know what happened.
But it was the hour-long testimony given by his father, GPD's Lieutenant Mark Tori, that gave many a rather vivid picture of the events that played out on July 2015.
I thought, one, it was unusual. That's when I realized that something might be going on.
An unusual circumstance after his son's wife called him early that morning, asking him to get downstairs. Lieutenant Tori says he looked outside his window and saw Piolo's truck and his son standing by the driver's side door. However, it wasn't until he stepped outside that he noticed Officer Piolo hurt.
I saw Bert Piolo.
Where was he located?
He was leaning against the truck.
Whose truck?
My son's Dodge Ram truck.
And how did he appear to you when he was leaning against your truck?
He looked frantic, distraught.
And in pain, as Piolo was already on the phone with 911.
This is what I recall, what I believed he said at the time. LT, please help me. They shot me.
Lieutenant Tori, his son, and Piolo were the only 3 out front of the Jigo home at that very moment. Lieutenant Tori saying Piolo handed him the phone, adding that he stayed on the line with 911 until medics arrived.
I didn't need to. My son was doing a good job of applying that pressure.
Lieutenant Tori says he was trying to comfort Piolo and keep his son calm at the same time.
Bert, he kept saying, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And I told him he's not going to die.
And throughout all the chaos, Lieutenant Tori testified he never believed, not even for a moment, that his son would be in any sort of trouble, let alone be accused for Officer Piolo's death. Lieutenant Tori also claiming he never asked his son what happened or even who shot Piolo.
At that moment, I had to make a distinction of whether or not I was going to be father or police officer. It can't be both. So at that moment, I decided to be his father.
Lieutenant Tori, also seen in the police body camera footage, says his son the entire time was only trying to help save Piolo's life.
He did not leave him, not for a second.
Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola also testified, detailing the gruesome images from the autopsy, though the photos were never actually shown to anyone else in the courtroom. While Espinola ruled Piolo's death a homicide, the defense continues to argue Piolo took his own life. Trial resumes Friday morning. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Nick Delgado.
Former Police Colonel Mark Charfus will be appealing his demotion with the Civil Service Commission. Effective Tuesday, Charfus was demoted from colonel to major as a result of an investigation into his conduct at an incident in Agate on Christmas Eve. Attorney Randy Cunliffe represents Charfus.
The situation was one where they charged him with being discourteous to other officers, and our situation here, the officers claimed that they were at the Agate precinct and they saw some fireworks being shot off. So 4 police cars descended on this location where there was a party going on. Apparently left their vehicles in the street and started going into people's property, climbed up on somebody's house, on top of the roof of somebody's house without a search warrant. And when Colonel Chauffeur said to them, "Hey, you guys don't have permission to be going there. You know, that's an illegal search. What are you doing?" You know, he gets punished for it. You know, what happened to the guys who were performing the illegal searches?
Charfers remains on administrative leave as a second probe was launched late last month. No details of what prompted that investigation were released.
Also tonight, Antonio Areola has been charged with manslaughter as well as aggravated assault, and on Wednesday, a 65-year-old appeared in court to enter his plea. Here's Magistrate Judge Alberto Tolentino.
Mr. Areola, the court record, sir, will show that you are present with your lawyer from the public defender. You're pleading, you waive a reading of the superseding indictment. You're pleading not guilty to the charges contained therein. You are waiving your right to a speedy trial.
Areola was arrested initially back in November for allegedly hitting Paul Nakamura in the head with a glass beer mug at a bar in Harmon. The victim fell into a coma and ultimately died a month later. The cause of death was a result of a skull fracture and brain contusion. Areola's next appearance is on February 14th.
A 16th victim has filed suit in the District Court of Guam against the Archdiocese of Vigania. According to the federal complaint, 58-year-old Felix Manglotnia alleges he was sexually molested by Father Louis Boulard while Boulard was a priest at San Isidro Catholic Church in Malolo. The complaint states both Manglotnia and his older brother were subject to the abuse as altar boys and Boy Scouts. In a camping trip detailed in the complaint, Manglotnia states Boulard was conducting a head count of the boys when he would come into the tent and perform oral copulation of Manglotnia and his tent mate. Father Boulard, who now lives in Minnesota, recorded a video confessing to sexually molesting boys on Guam while he served as a priest here and a scoutmaster for the Boy Scouts between 1940 and the 1970s. In an interview with KUAM last year, he couldn't say how many boys he molested, but did say he was doing penance for his transgressions.
Well, we're being joined now by KUAM's Crystal Paco, who has more on the Catholic Church controversy.
Bishop Anthony Apron is reportedly being tried in the Vatican for allegations of child sex abuse, but was spotted in Fairfield, California just last month. What's the deal? One expert gives us a better understanding of protocol in Rome. What can we expect from the ongoing canonical trial in Rome for Archbishop Anthony Apron? Nothing.
All of this, of course, is done in secret. This is not anything like any trial you've ever seen on TV or you've ever experienced. There is no hearing. There's no public airing of this. Everything is done in secret.
Based in St. Paul, Minnesota, Patrick J. Wall is an advocate, former priest, and a canonist intimately familiar with cases of child sex abuse in the church. After all, he spent years filling in for accused pedophile priests. In his most recent blog post titled, "Not So Great Expectations for the Canonical Trial of Archbishop Anthony Sablon Apron," he breaks down the canonical trial process step by step. Once a priest stands accused, investigators or auditors are appointed to gather the facts, which are then presented to Pope Francis, who will decide on administrative or judicial action. Administrative action may result in Apron being ordered to a life of prayer and penance in a Capuchin monastery far from Guam, where he would continue as a bishop, priest, and Capuchin. As for judicial action, he'd be subject to further investigation and present his defense through his canon lawyer, and a decision rendered in secret.
And the third option, of course, is the nuclear one, where he is completely removed as a bishop, removed as a priest, what we would call laicization, and removed from his Capuchin Franciscan order. So completely taken down and stripped of everything.
Concerned Catholics of Guam President Dave Sablon is praying for the latter. In fact, they're calling it a de-Apronization.
What that means is that we want everything related to Archbishop Anthony Apron removed from the Archdiocese. His pictures on the walls of all the school offices, in the chancery, in the parish halls, in the parish offices. We want all his pictures removed. We want, the KOLG radio station to stop playing all of his songs and his music. It just brings a very sour taste in people's minds and hearts. We hope that when all of the evidence is presented, that it will show that he really did commit all these egregious acts.
If that is what happens, it will be a huge historical moment, both for the international church and for Guam.
Sablan says the CCOG and the Lady Forward movement will continue their weekly pickets with signs that demand Apron be defrocked as Archbishop. Hopefully, the Vatican is listening.
I believe they're listening because this is an injured church, and they have an obligation to heal this church.
Bree and Jace, the canonical process has no time limit. When Pope Francis renders his decision, it'll all be in secret and served on Apron through the Papal Nuncio and through the local bishop where Apron is living. In this case, Fairfield, California, where KUAM has confirmed Apron is registered to vote. Back to you.
Thanks, Crystal. And just a reminder, if you haven't seen it yet, KUAM had a one-on-one interview with Archbishop Michael Burns last week. He talked about the canonical trial, cleaning up finances, and getting a handle on their archives, which were in disarray. He also talked about his plans to rebuild the church. He said, quote, "I stepped into a pretty hot mess." That interview is available right now on our YouTube channel.
All right, we're going to go to break in just a moment. But first, our Ken Quintanilla today went aboard an aircraft carrier. Let's check in with him now and see how his day went.
Today, I'm Ken Quintanilla, and join us as we go aboard the USS Carl Vinson, more than 110 nautical miles off of Guam. It's not your average cruise ship, but in fact, it's a warship that comes all the way from San Diego and carries over 75 aircraft and more than 7,500 sailors and service members. It's part of a regular deployment here in the Western Pacific, but it's also here as part of carrying out the Navy's mission of providing presence in light of the Marine realignment and also offering sea control and power projection. So join us as we speak to everyone from the Admiral to the aircraft handler and witnessing F-18s land and take off, and also experiencing catapulting from 0 to 135 miles per hour in a matter of seconds. So buckle up, grab your gear, and keep it locked to the stations of KUAM as we go aboard the USS Carl Vinson.
I think we can agree, he had probably the coolest assignment today. You and I were discussing what we wanted for lunch and what tacos we were going to get. Ken actually went aboard a United States aircraft carrier. That is pretty cool.
That was actually featured in a movie, Top Gun.
That's right. And another movie. So you want to go onto our Facebook page because we're asking you, what other movie was it in? Very interesting. Make sure to tune in for his television special airing next week aboard the USS Carl Vinson. Make sure to tune in for that.
And up next, our Issa Baza has more on the Superintendent saga. We'll hear from one of the accusers and from board members. That and more on the way. Stay tuned.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on. Beautiful day. And to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I've got just the one for you.
We opened our online store, upgraded our website, and increased our call center to better serve customers.
Yeah! What do you think?
Solid.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings. And I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back to Primetime on KUAM, everybody. In our next story, Isabaza speaks to one of the accusers in the John Fernandez case, as well as a board member, about Fernandez's possible reinstatement. Check it out.
Eleuterio Mesa initially brought forth a complaint against Superintendent John Fernandez on behalf of a student last year. While that complaint eventually led to Fernandez's removal, Mesa now says he's disappointed that the superintendent's employment contract was terminated.
But I believe they made a terrible mistake. It's written in simple language that before you terminate the superintendent, you must provide the list of particulars and a completion of the results. I read that in plain English.
So you agree that they didn't like follow with the proper termination?
I believe that'd be sufficient reason to bring him back.
Fernandez filed a $7 million lawsuit against the board for allegedly violating his due process rights. The matter remains in federal court. When asked if Mesa thinks Fernandez is guilty of the sexual misconduct allegation he brought to light, he said this.
Leave it up to the courts. I think that they should give not only Mr. Fernandez, or anybody, I think, who's being charged of a serious case of that nature, I think should be given a fair crack at it. Go through the justice system. Yeah. Okay. This is America. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Meanwhile, the GEB announced Tuesday it may elect to reinstate Fernandez next week after he was on paid administrative leave for 7 months. KUAM reached out to all 7 members of the Guam Education Board. Of these, 4 members, including Peter Lexasada, Maria Gutierrez, Lou Beneventi, and Ron McNinch, said if it comes down to a vote, they support reinstating Fernandez as the superintendent. However, 3 others, including Mark Mendiola, James Lujan, and Lusa Nicholas, said they would not like to make their position public until Friday when the final decision is made. Member Ron McNinch said so far he hasn't seen anything that raises alarm about Fernandez.
As an individual board member, I went through everything and the others went through everything. And in general, I think that there's nothing that the public should be concerned about with Mr. Fernandez. I'm not criticizing any previous decisions of any other board or anything else, but I have to say he has an exemplary record with us as a professional who deals with this kind of stuff all the time, and wearing that hat, he has my full faith and confidence.
KUAM also spoke to attorney David Lujan, who said it's too soon to tell whether the upcoming decision will affect the federal lawsuit. GEB legal counsel Gary Gumatato added that as any board changes, it is likely to depart from previous positions. He said legal counsel does not take positions but merely provides legal advice. The board will decide the matter at a special meeting set for next Friday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isabaza.
It's also worth noting that in a statement from Attorney General Elizabeth Barrett Anderson, she said her office is pleased with the working relationship with the board, adding, quote, "We hope that this dark cloud of uncertainty in leadership can be lifted soon for everyone concerned."
While the United States Department of Education Risk Management Office was scheduled to visit Guam later this month, Acting Superintendent Joe Sanchez confirms that visit has now been postponed with no rescheduled date set so far. The visit would have discussed Guam's high-risk status, which requires DOE to pay a third-party fiduciary agent $3 million annually for financial services. Sanchez said the department has made considerable progress in this area. He added that while U.S. Ed has not commented on the John Fernandez issue and how it affects leadership at DOE, he said leadership stability has been an ongoing concern of the U.S. Department of Education.
In other island news headlines this evening, the government's reason for an October raid on a local helicopter company will remain secret. District Judge Joaquin Manabusan approved a motion by the U.S. Attorney to seal the court records because disclosure, quote, may seriously jeopardize an ongoing investigation. Hansen said it's been forced to shut down after documents and helicopters were seized from its Guam as well as Georgia locations. It filed a motion seeking disclosure of the reasons for the government's actions and for the return of its property. But Judge Manabusan concurred with federal prosecutors that disclosing the documents to the plaintiff and the public give the suspects an opportunity to destroy evidence or likely cause flight from prosecution. Hansen had argued the actions have no legal basis and directly contravene the regulatory authority of the FAA. The company had provided helicopter services to tuna fishing boats.
They were dealt a minor setback last year, but a federal lawsuit over voting rights for citizens in the U.S. territories is being appealed, but this time with the backing of a group hoping to raise more than just awareness. Ken Quintanilla has more.
It was a decision they were hoping would fall in their favor, especially so close to last year's presidential election.
What was most disturbing about it was that the district court actually relied on the controversial Insula cases to rule for the first time ever that residents of U.S. territories have no fundamental right to vote. So that was something new that no court's ever said, that we're hoping the Seventh Circuit will set them straight on.
Former Guam resident attorney Neil Weir is referring to a federal lawsuit filed in Illinois federal court in 2015. The case is from 6 former residents of the state that now live in Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands who are no longer able to vote in federal elections. Last year, the federal court ruled that Congress can deny the right to vote for state residents who move to certain U.S. territories while also protecting it for those who move to other territories or a foreign country. An appeal was made to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit, arguing that where you live should not impact your right to vote for president. What helps this go around is the partnership with a new crowdfunding platform called Crowd Justice, which recently launched in the U.S.
They really care about raising the voices of some smaller issues and some communities that maybe the rest of Americans haven't really heard of. And so they're really excited about this case, and we're excited to partner with them as a way to both raise funds for our voting rights advocacy, but also to raise the national profile of these issues, because a lot of Americans still haven't heard about it.
Kit Wainscott is the head of legal partnerships for Crowd Justice, which was founded in the United Kingdom in 2015. He says his long-standing voting rights issue caught their attention as they move forward with its U.S. launch.
We have Americans in Guam who are unable to use their voice at the ballot box. And we're really aspiring to provide a way for those voices to support action in the courts. And that's a central part of our mission, to create new pathways for participation in the legal process.
Crowd Justice's first U.S. campaign was launched by the Legal Aid Justice Center to raise money for those detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Brewer hopes to emulate the group's recent success by not only raising $10,000 to help cover costs for the appeal, but also to raise awareness.
Yeah, I think the more attention that our case gets, the stronger our arguments will be in court.
He adds, as over 4 million Americans continue to be treated with a second-class status because they live in a U.S. territory, he won't stop fighting until that ends.
We're all committed to fighting this fight and pushing forward the issue of voting rights because no American should be denied the right to vote simply because of their zip code.
You can visit www.crowdjustice.org/right to vote to support the lawsuit. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
Got a story for you now about coffee and conversation, as today marked week 2 of the governor's new initiative to take transparency to a whole new level. Hosting today's Coffee Table Series conversation was the Department of Revenue and Taxation, with Agency Director John Camacho providing updates, including how his department plans to work with the AG to aggressively go after those with delinquent and fraudulent taxes. Deputy Director Marie Benito also explained that increased documentation requirements stem from the Real ID Act that has led to longer wait times.
So we're trying to make the process, and I'm happy to announce that effective Wednesday next week is our go live date, where the processing time is now 30 to 40 minutes. It'll be 10 to 15 minutes. That means shorter line, shorter wait time.
Rev and Tax also plans to double appointment times for the online scheduler and hire additional staff. Residents are encouraged to utilize online services, which include vehicle registration, business license renewal, and driver's license appointment scheduling. To watch the conversation online, go to Governor Calvo's YouTube channel.
Speaker B.J. Cruz says he still plans to move forward with his $50 million bond borrowing proposal to help repair many of Guam's roads. Last week, Public Works, the Office of Public Accountability, island mayors, and the governor's fiscal team attended a roundtable to address how to move forward with the proposal. Cruz says he is waiting on information from GITA on specific language to add to the draft bill that would satisfy bond counsel. He adds, after last week's roundtable, there will be no major revisions to the bill, which he plans to officially introduce later this month.
All right, your birthday shout-outs are coming up, but sports first after the break. However, before that, see how we're doing that? Sequential.
Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments. Happy New Year from GTA.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
Tourism. It's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Order envy. When you want what you have and what they have. Introducing the new double stack tacos, spicy sweet, nacho crunch, and cool habanero. 2 flavors stacked together in 1 taco.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC and get over $10,000 total value on select specially equipped brand new 2017 Sierra Crew Cab SLT vehicles in stock.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam Chris Barnett needs at the Fatatongwi Sports. Okay, let's get right to it with some basketball action.
UOG Tritons playing host to the Cross Village rival Guam Community College team in the Men's College Basketball League. UOG's Mark Canovas pulls down the board and finds Ryan Ngauta running on the break. Ngauta going right up for the layup. Ngauta at the free throw line this time makes the first shot, misses, but Jorge Piolo has his back for the rebound and the putback. After going scoreless for a good amount in the first quarter, GCC got on the board after David Malone hits the long toe on the line. Man, UOG running their offense to a T. Ryan Ngauta with the ball, pass to Mark Canovas, bounce pass to Elias David, who makes the basket, contact called on the play, and one. Free throw was good for 3 the hard way. Tabusol near Siang. Let's just say Tabusol N. Back up, turn around, fadeaway shot, leaning back, Drano. The Tritons with the blowout win. Desmond Fikes, Mac teching it. Anything short range is G-O-double-D by Fikes. Let's roll on up to G-Go for Construction Basketball League action between Permix and Rekka Construction. Rekka's Alves setting up shot, pull up 3. Salapi. Rainbow Arch on the release. Rekka Construction missing the 3 ball. Salvanon with the rebound. Long pass up court to Laksamana, who shows a little hang time to keep his shot from being blocked. Gets the bounce to go for 2. Santos passes the ball off to Navarro, who misses on the attempt. Santos follows up on the shot. Rebound, pump fake, Mullard. Right back up, foul, and the basket. Laksamana giving it up to Salvanon. Pigara cuts baseline, hits on the short J. Rekka Construction starting to pull away, picking up easy scores off turnovers, which led to transition buckets. You know how that goes. P-Tuck outruns the D and goes in for the uncontested basket. Rekka got the dub, 75-42. Championship basketball now from the Super Manomco Division FSAG League, played over the FD Phoenix Center. Chris Barbecue lacing up against Connoisseur Orthodontics. Ray Chargaloff, easy money. Sebastian Carbolito taking it hard to the rack with the left-handed finish for the KO. Too much open space in the D, so Zaldi Ponce decides to take it himself. Pays off for 2 points. Ramon Calera off on the pull-up J. Steve Guerrero comes up with a rebound and finds Calera working his way back to the ball for the basket. Banks open for Calera. Pepito Duran dribbling right, uses a screen set by teammate Joey Munoz. Buries the shot baseline. Rod Carvajal shot attempt rims out here. Calera with his Tom Brady impersonation goes deep to Romy Elizaga. Touchdown! Basket's good for Connoisseur Orthodontics and Chris Barbecue. Walk away the champs, Biba Manamku. 62-51. Ray Berginio seals the deal with the last score of the game. Evan Duenas pulled off the comfort behind win against Sebastian Loyola for the Guam Youth Bowler of the Month title. Duenas rallying from being down 22 pins to take the title 173-157. Guam Youth Bowler of the Month continues Sunday, March 5th, 11 in the morning in Central Lanes. The event open to bowlers 21 years of age and younger. All right, that's it, Pants it. Hey, tomorrow on the show, we're going to tell you about a Guam-based bikini competitor. So you don't want to miss that one. You guys have a great day. On behalf of our sports director, Dave Delgado, thanks for watching, and you keep shining. My name's Chris. Adios!
Hold, please. Thank you.
On this lovely day that I met you on this chromatic beat where the sun shines glow, a breeze of wind with you by my side, it makes my days a true love story. How you doing? On this lovely day I found I love you. I love you.
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months.
At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier New Year event. For the new year, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Tumon or log on nissanguam.com.
Big Mac, Mac Jr., Grand Mac 2. That's 3 Mac sizes made just for you. So no matter where you might be at, there's a Big Mac for that. Big Mac for that. Shoe game inspired. Views keep getting higher. You got a text back, ooh, can you freeze it like that? Wait, there's 3 Big Macs for that, actually. Let's go! Juicy, cheesy, iconic Big Mac. Now in 3 sizes, but only for a limited time. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This Valentine's, fall in love with the incredible deals going on now at Triple J. It's Triple J's Love to Save sales event. Sweet deals on all makes and models, like the Ford F-150 at only $189 per paycheck, or the Mazda 6 at only $122 per paycheck, and the Kia Forte at only $80 per paycheck. Plus, with every new vehicle purchase, receive a free gift. It's Triple J's Love to Save sales event going on now. Stop by today or visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
If today was your birthday and someone registered you on KUAM.com, heads up because you are a new member of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. So happy birthday to May Alexis Akane. Love your friends and your family.
Happy birthday to Maria Cecilia Italic from Grandma Bev, Mom and Dad with love.
Also blowing out the candles today is our friend Paul Bloss.
Happy birthday to Jessica Ikfaji.
And happy birthday goes out to Kenneth Sablon, who celebrates a birthday today.
And you can be a member of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club just by heading over to KUAM.com.
All right, so tight. More is coming.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Off day, everybody. Welcome to our fashion and art edition of Extra. Over the last several weeks, we've featured a lot of ideas for the ladies, but tonight it's for the fellas. We sent out members of our team to give you some ideas on grooming and style. We begin with our Nick Delgado, who takes us to Butterhouse.
Hey y'all, half a day, Nick Delgado here at Butterhouse at Machechi Plaza in Dededo, joined by these 4 fellows here to my right. We'll take a look at them and introduce you to them shortly. They're the guys who are actually gonna hook it up here today. They're the ones that are gonna make us look pretty spiffy. Gentlemen, take note out there, especially with Valentine's Day just around the corner. To my right here, starting with Alan, on down the line is Billy. Next is Dolis, and followed by Paul. So Paul, you're first up since you're the last one there to get introduced. Tell us tell us the significance behind Butterhouse.
Well, at Butterhouse, we try to make everyone walk out feeling like $1,000,000. I mean, you know, you can walk in filthy, but leave out the shop looking smooth, rich, yeah, you know,
feeling smooth, feeling rich. All right, so that's definitely important for many out there, even if you don't think so. It's nice to look spiffy. Dolis, tell us what's the one unique thing that you feel the shop provides to its customers that you feel personally about?
Well, we just want to give that experience to our clients. You know, we want that first. Sometimes when we don't really know how they look, and when they ask for that haircut, you know, we just automatically just freak them out on the style, you know, on what they want. And
all right, so sometimes you add your own flavor, whatever their request is, you kind of throw in your own recommendation and wow them.
Yeah, it's custom. Everyone has a custom haircut, you know. Everyone's hair's different, so we give them a custom look.
Right.
So that's their own. We can't give like everyone the same haircut because all the shapes are different. So
of course,
that unique style for them.
Okay. And so, what are some of the services? Of course, we definitely want to know some of the services that you guys provide here at Butterhouse.
I mean, we do fades, we do designs, we do lineups, we do color, but mainly for men, you know, not like simple black, brown. We do we do some lineup, yeah, and then we do some beard lineups. We do some beard coloring as well.
Right, and definitely a lot of the designs is what a lot of the youngsters have been going through in the past few years. I've seen one of the designs on social media. They actually created the Guam seal from the Guam flag. So it's pretty incredible. Good job there, buddy.
That was wild.
Definitely a lot of detail in that one. So your turn here, Alan. What was the craziest request that you've ever received?
Dude, I have to do a. You ever seen an iguana?
Yeah.
After it's like a little kid, dude. He came in. His dad's like, "Hey, whatever haircut you want." They showed me a picture of an iguana on his head. So I had to shape out that whole thing. It was crazy. It had legs, a tail, a head, and then everything else was bald. It looked like it was crawling on his head.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I wish I took a picture of it, but
well, you got him walking away with a smile and pleased with his final due. Well, definitely, that's what they had to offer. We'll see what they have to offer for me. I'm gonna hit the chair and follow us for the ride. Well, there you have it. About a half an hour in the chair here, and I think they did a pretty good job of making me look spiffy for this holiday at least. So guys, thank you so much for your time here. Definitely a great time here at Butter House. Definitely feels like, you know, a home away from home. A real gentleman place for many of you, those looking for a different place, a different environment to go to when they get a quick haircut, wherever, for whatever occasion, really. So of course, Butter House here at the Mecheche Plaza in Dededo. Come on by, make your appointments, because they can fill up rather quickly, especially this time of year. For all of us here at Guam News Network in Dededo, I'm Nick Delgado. Check out these guys here at Butter House. And to the ladies and all the significant others, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so now that we got your hair looking tight, we're going to continue with making sure you got your hands and toes taken care of. Our Chris Barnett's up next on our show For the Fellas.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
The strongest teams have the strongest fans. We're committed to keeping you close, even when you're not. GTA Strong.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Natson.
We're all used to seeing Chris Barnett working his magic in the kitchen, working out, also nightly right here on KUAM Sports. So this was really a tough assignment for him. We sent him to get a mani-pedi.
All right, you know, we're always doing stuff up for the ladies, so I figure it's about time we do some manscaping. So I'm here at Savvy Nails. I'll get my nails did, girl, a little mani-pedi. I'm gonna put the man in Manny. Pretty important to take care of your feet, especially on an island full of diabetes, you know what I mean? All right, here at Savvy Nails, and it's about time. I deserve this. All men deserve it. You know, don't think getting your nails, your feet done is not for the ladies anymore. It's 2017, okay? It's in. And so here at Savvy, they got this really nice massage chair, so I'm really digging this. Manscaping sure beats landscaping. I don't know what it's doing, but it tickles. Like a 5-minute thing, man. Put it on microwave.
With glitter.
24 karat. I couldn't get there. Over Valentine's Day too, right, ladies? His and her mani-pedi, right? Winning. manscaping here at Savvy Nails. Shout out to the girls at Savvy for taking care of me. Like I said, Valentine's coming up. Make it a date. His and hers, Manny Petty. I might have went a little bit overboard, but hey, that's me. Back to you, Bree.
Thanks, Chris. Up next, we've got more for the fellas. Of course, we couldn't let you go without some suggestions to have you styling and profiling. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Moss.
Hi, I'm interested in one of your new Samsung devices.
I have the one just for you.
We're increasing the amount of 4G LTE data on our new rate plans, giving people more of what they want to do more of the things they want.
So what do you think?
Nice.
Order envy. When you want what you have and what they have. Introducing the new double stack tacos, spicy sweet, nacho crunch, and cool habanero. 2 flavors stacked together in one taco.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back to Extra. Our Jason Salas is up next. We check in with him in Tamuning, where he's suiting up for his assignment.
All right, hop day, everybody. Jason Salas here, and we are in Tamuning at Royal Bix looking for a suit. Now, you know, I have to wear a suit every single night of the week, and very happy to do so on KUAM News, but I've always felt that, you know, the feel of a good suit helps make you do your work so much better. And I am in really good hands right now because my good friend of many, many years, Vic, the owner of Royal Bix here in Tamuning, is going to help me pick out some new threads and basically talk about the evolution and some of the trends in menswear right now. So, Vic, thank you for having us.
Great. Thank you for joining me at Royal Bix, right? Yes, especially I know this gentleman, a young kid.
Since I was actually getting uniforms for school, and that was,
uniform for school.
That was a long time ago, but we are actually getting what's essentially like a uniform for work now. So, what are some of the dominant trends in men's suits right now, guys?
You know, things change, but men's suits usually still the same. But not everybody wants slim fit. 90%, even the little bit heavier people, they want slim fit.
Yeah, and jackets were much bigger before, and now it's all about slender.
90% of people want slim fit. And if you don't have, we usually tailor-made for them. But we carry one of the biggest selection of suits in Guam, I think. So we have more than maybe 800 suits and tuxedos in stock.
Okay, I don't know if we can try on that many today, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have for us. Now, obviously, I'm very, very tall, and I'm very lanky. I'm 70% leg.
That's true, but that's why every time you come, I'd rather tailor you. Right now, after that, I'll measure you for tailoring. But once you just try, just try jacket for the size sake, right? Try this.
All right, thank you.
This is the narrow trend all the way. This is a fashion trend, which nobody carries beside us. Nobody.
Okay.
This is
and this is an Indian style jacket, right?
Indian style.
Okay. It breathes very, very well, Vic. I mean, yeah, it's very, very comfortable. I mean, it's loose fitting.
Yeah.
I've got, freedom of movement. I can feel it's. Oh wow, very nice.
Very nice. Especially you're tall. It looks good.
And again, is the trend for a jacket like this? Would it be more slim fitting or?
This is okay. This doesn't have to be slim fitting.
Okay.
This has to be comfortable. Because when you sit down, it doesn't open much, and you can match with any pants.
I really enjoy this color too.
Yeah, this is blue is a fashion color in India. Blue and khaki.
I must ask, what is the inside, the interior of the jacket? This one, it's got a nice maroon reflective sheen to it. That itself is stylish.
All jackets now is with gray, they're putting purple lining, with black, they're putting maroon lining, pink lining. You know why? When people sometimes take off the jacket, so the inside looks good too.
Yeah, it really does make an impression.
Yeah, lining is the most, they think lining is the most important factor for the jacket. You know why?
Interesting.
Because that is the one touching your body.
Right. So it's not just what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside that counts.
Yes.
There must be a Hallmark card that says that somewhere too.
You know all the words. That's true.
Okay, and once again, the new trend is you only button the top, never the bottom. Yes. Jimmy Fallon does this, and that man can wear a suit.
He can.
President Obama looked great in a suit when he was in office. Okay, now it's just odd for someone who grew up wearing traditional suits that you would unbutton this. You know, you can see the tie dangling down. You can see, but that is the style right now.
That is the style. And the second reason, when you button the second button the bottom, the suit doesn't look pretty on you because it pulls on the side.
Okay.
So there is two reasons. One thing, that's the way you wear a suit, and second, it doesn't look appropriate.
Okay, so top button only adds to the slendering effect. Okay. Yeah. I've never been told that I've got the hourglass figure. Apparently now I do. Okay.
You always do. So now I'm giving you a compliment. You do.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Napoleon. All right. What else have we got, my friend? Okay. Now, Vic, you're also introducing us to some
flashy jackets.
Yeah, some flashy patterns. Oh, I like this. Okay.
You don't have to. You can with jeans or every day.
All right, everybody. The Showcase Showdown. You are bidding $3,500, and the winner is. I can go straight to the game show.
You can. This is a very trendy jacket, and everybody can use it.
All right.
Yeah, you don't have to be like fashionable. You can wear jeans every day. You can travel with this in the plane. And again, wrinkle free.
Yeah, this breathes very good.
It's
very light. The material. What kind of material is this?
It's polycotton.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this is because more casual.
Okay. So, and very durable too.
Very durable.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll be right back on Love Connection in 2 and 2.
This is nice.
Can you tell I watched a lot of TV in the 80s?
Yeah, I can tell.
Just a little bit.
This is good.
Oh, this is very comfortable.
And looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these and many more fashion, we have just literally scratched the surface. We are at the tip of the iceberg. Use whatever vehicle you want to describe the number of fashions here. There are so many more colors, styles, materials, fits. Vic, his entire life is dedicated to making you look good for the gentlemen as well as the ladies. And Vic, you were even saying that these are just, we're trying these on, and these would be even more custom fitted to fit my particular body type.
Very true. Anybody who wants. If you don't have any, we can special order or we tailor-made everything.
Yes, and Vic will definitely take care of you. He's taken care of us at KUAM for years and years and years. A very good friend of ours, a very reliable partner. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah, for educating us on the fashion styles. We will be right back with more after this. I'm going to try some more suits.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, fellas, because you're going to be pumped about where we're heading to next.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Ram has won countless awards, including Four-Wheeler Pickup Truck of the Year and Heavy Duty Pickup Truck of Texas 3 years running. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Welcome back. We've got more for the fellas. The new gym opened up today in Tamuning, and here's a sneak peek at Steel Athletics with owner JJ Ambrose.
guys, welcome to Steel Athletics. Let me give you a real quick tour. So over here, I wanted to create more of a dojo feel inside of an MMA gym. I only allow kimonos on this mat, so there's no wrestling, there's no no-gi jiu-jitsu. This is strictly old school Japanese style jiu-jitsu. You know, you bow before you get on the mat, take your shoes off. You know, just nothing but respect. You know, we have a hierarchy here, and it goes from white belt to black belt. You know, whether you're the owner, the manager, whatever, whoever you are, as soon as you cross this line, the only thing that matters is your belt. This thing from one of my sponsors is Throwdown, and they pitched this idea to me when I told them I wanted to open up a gym. They said they have this new rig called an Ultimate Training Center, complete with stairs and all the necessary equipment that I could ever want for my own training camps. So as soon as I saw the stairs, I was like, wow, this is gonna save me a lot of trips to the Weston stairs. You know, because on the weekends we would do that as one of our sprint workouts. So I was like, wow, this is perfect. I can just sprint up the stairs and I don't have to leave my own gym. So, but other than, this pretty much has everything I need on it though. It's got the heavy bag, it's got the ropes, the slam balls, it's got a squat rack, the bench press, you know. It just has all the inclusive equipment that I needed. I'm not a big fan of machines. I like more free weight style action, more like of the functional fitness aspect of the game, you know. In the ring, that's what we're doing, you know. There's no controlled structures. It's all about random chaos. So that's kind of what we want to create in this gym. When I first moved to Island, we were over at Spike 22. I don't know if you've ever been to Spike 22. It's all about ruggedness. You know, we had the tires, we had the rusty weights, and I wanted to incorporate that somehow into this new gym. You know, we have this brand new facility, but a lot of the old members, you know, like they grew up on those mats over there. They grew up with the rusty weights, that backyard feel. You know, so we brought the same old tire from Spike 22. We brought a bunch of the sledgehammers, so we're still banging over here, you know. New gym, but same old spirit and heart over here. You know, everything that Melkor Van Busen started, we're carrying over here, and we're gonna climb up that mountain, just make it bigger. This whole area is kind of my baby. You know, like there's not a whole lot of classes that are gonna go up on here, but I mean, we have a full-size MMA cage over here. You know, this kind of simulates the fights. You know, I have a big fight coming up in PXC, and like I said, I didn't want to leave Island for this training camp, but I wanted to have a cage to where I could simulate the fights. You know, I'll have all the guys crowding around when we're sparring, and you know, they'll be yelling and screaming, just like, you know, over at the UOG, the Cowboy Fieldhouse. You know, like we're just gonna simulate it, and that's gonna get me mentally prepared for this next fight. Guys, come on down to Steel Athletics for all your functional fitness needs, whether you have kids or you're a senior citizen. I'm prepared to take you all on.
For more on the schedules, prices, and classes that Steel Athletics offers, you can check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 929-8795. And that's our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Closed captioning is brought to